Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're at a wedding ceremony.
All right. Nice.
Another nice wedding.
Yeah.
But of course, it wouldn't be English Pod unless we have something unexpected happening at this wedding. Okay, so we're going to be talking about hands.
Oh, but Marco, what is there to say about a hand?
Well, as you may or may not know, each finger has a name on your hand.
Okay.
So we're going to learn what those names are in English.
Perfect. And also we're going to learn about some common phrases that you might hear in an English wedding.
Exactly, because usually it's old English, maybe
Yes.
English that's not used anymore.
All right. Well, I'm excited to find out what this unexpected event is. So let's listen to our dialogue for the first time.
The rings, please. May this ring be blessed, so he who gives it and she who wears it may abide in peace and continue in love until life's end.
With this ring, I thee wed. Wear it as a symbol of our love and commitment.
Honey, that's my pinky. The ring goes on the ring finger.
This one?
That's my index finger.
No, right. This one, right?
That's the thumb, Nick.
Okay, I got it. This is the ring finger.
That's my middle finger, Nick. This is my ring finger.
All right, embarrassing moments for the groom.
Yes.
Right? Confusing the fingers in front of all his friends and family. Not good. So I mentioned before that we're going to learn the names of each finger in your hand, so let's get started. Let's take a look at these in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right. Well, why don't we start with the smallest finger on
Okay,
your hand?
The smallest finger on your hand. That's called the
Pinky.
pinky. Sometimes people call it the little finger.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So the pinky. And the next finger,
Is the one the groom couldn't find.
okay, the ring finger.
The ring finger.
So this is, of course, like the name says, where the wedding ring is usually placed.
Exactly.
On this finger.
Yep.
Now the next one is a controversial finger.
That must be the middle finger.
Okay, easy. Middle finger. So why is it controversial?
Well, if you put your middle finger up and you put
Like you're doing right now to me?
I'm sorry, Marco, I'll do it this way. And all other fingers down,
Uh-huh.
you are making a very rude gesture,
It's
a
a
rude sign.
So what would you call that?
I would call that giving the middle finger.
Giving the middle finger. Or I've also heard the phrase flip someone off.
Yes, or also flip the bird.
Flip the bird, exactly.
Yeah.
Or give him the bird.
Yes. So all phrases that you can use when you are showing only your middle finger to somebody.
It's not very polite.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, unless somebody deserves it, I guess.
Well, we won't talk about that. But what we will talk about is the next finger.
The index finger.
The index finger.
Index finger.
So this is the finger you use to point.
Right.
Yep.
The index finger. Any idea why they call it the index finger?
Because when you're looking through the index of a book, you always use this finger.
Right. I think you also use this finger to pass pages on a book, right?
Yeah. Okay, don't believe anything I just told you.
Well, we're not sure. Maybe you guys know the real answer to this.
All right.
And our last finger, the most important one.
The thumb.
Thumb.
T-H-U-M-B.
The thumb.
Thumb.
Okay, so that's the short but fat finger. on
The
your
very
hand.
movable one.
The movable one. The one
Yeah.
that you use to play PlayStation and all
Video
that stuff.
games.
Yeah.
Okay, so the pronunciation here. Do you say the B at the end of this word?
No, I actually only pronounce the M, the
Yes.
thumb.
The thumb.
Yeah, you wouldn't say the thumb.
No.
Okay, so now that we're clear on all 5 fingers, let's listen to our dialogue again, and then we'll come back and talk about these difficult phrases that the priest used.
The rings, please. May this ring be blessed, so he who gives it and she who wears it may abide in peace and continue in love until life's end.
With this ring, I thee wed. Wear it as a symbol of our love and commitment.
Honey, that's my pinky. The ring goes on the ring finger.
This one?
That's my index finger.
No, right. This one, right?
That's the thumb, Nick.
Okay, I got it. This is the ring finger.
That's my middle finger, Nick. This is my ring finger.
Well, this is really common wedding speak, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really common. That's what usually the priest or the person who is marrying somebody would say.
Well, why don't we look at some of these phrases now? Because it's really interesting to talk about their meaning. So, the first one, may this ring be blessed.
May this ring be blessed.
May this ring be blessed.
So what does it mean when you bless something or someone?
Well, usually the religious leader does this, right? And he's giving good wishes to that thing.
Could be for an object or to a person, right?
Yes.
You can be blessed as well.
And so these good wishes usually come from God.
Okay, great. So what about our next phrase?
Abide in peace.
Abide in peace.
Abide in peace.
Wow, so this verb abide,
It means to live,
to live,
Yep. to be.
to be in peace.
Yep.
But it's very fancy, and I don't know if you use it anymore.
No, I think you would never use this word in conversation or even very rarely in writing. It's quite old.
Yes, definitely, I would agree. So, abide in peace. Okay, what about our next phrase? I like this, and it's the common phrase you'll hear in all movies and in all marriages.
Yep.
With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
Okay, we've got two words in here that are also older English words. So, thee.
Thee.
T-H-E-E.
E-E. Thee.
So this is a Middle English term for you.
You.
Yes.
Right? So can I say I love thee?
You could. That would be very romantic, but also inappropriate for the office.
But it's very old English. I guess you would, if you're reading Shakespeare, you would definitely come upon this, right?
Yes, yes.
And what about wed?
This is also an old verb for the action of marrying someone.
So I can say we will be wed next year.
But don't say that now because you'll sound quite silly.
Yeah.
It's too old-fashioned.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's good to know, especially if you guys are reading something a little bit more classical.
Or you plan to get married to an English person.
All right, and our last phrase. Wear it as a symbol of our love and commitment.
Wear it as a symbol of our love and commitment.
So now he's referring to the rings, right? Wear the ring
Yep.
as a symbol,
A sign.
a representation
Yes.
of love and commitment. So why would you wear a ring as a symbol of something?
Well, obviously, love, you can't see it, you can't touch it.
Right.
So you need something to show you that it's there. Mm-hmm. So you need a sign of that love.
Something that you can see. So that's what the ring represents.
Yeah. But how about this word commitment?
A commitment is a strong promise. So you promise to love that person, to take care of them,
Yes.
etc.
Yeah. Okay, great. So now we are a little bit more familiar with some of the language you hear in a wedding ceremony. And we also know all of the names of the fingers.
Exactly.
So why don't we listen to the dialogue one more time to hear these all in context?
The rings, please. May this ring be blessed, so he who gives it and she who wears it may abide in peace and continue in love until life's end.
With this ring, I thee wed. Wear it as a symbol of our love and commitment.
Honey, that's my pinky. The ring goes on the ring finger.
This one?
That's my index finger.
No, right. This one, right?
That's the thumb, Nick.
Okay, I got it. This is the ring finger.
That's my middle finger, Nick. This is my ring finger.
All right, so now it's perfectly clear and a romantic dialogue in the end.
Yeah, very romantic.
Although a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
So what about wedding rings? Now we have different types of rings, right? We have the wedding ring, the one that we just heard.
Yep.
But we also have an engagement ring.
Yes. Yeah. In most English-speaking countries, the woman is very, very lucky because she gets 2 rings.
Right.
So when the man asks her to marry him, he gives her a diamond.
A diamond ring.
Yep.
That's the engagement ring.
And it's really, really important that he does this. And it's also really important that he spends a lot of money on the diamond.
I know about this. Diamonds are forever, right?
Yes. And the tradition is you must spend at least 1 month's salary.
Wow.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So the girl gets a diamond engagement ring, and then on wedding day she gets the wedding ring.
Yes.
And usually, will she wear both of them?
Yeah, she'll always wear both of them. So the engagement ring goes closest to you, and then the wedding ring on top.
And the engagement ring, it represents...
The commitment to marry her. The commitment from the man to marry her.
Okay, so that it's a symbol that they will get married.
Yes, it's a symbol of the promise.
Now, what happens if they break up and they don't get married? Does he get the ring back?
I don't know. Okay, here's the rule. If he was a jerk, no. But if it was sort of like a happy breakup, then okay.
Okay. I guess it's a big risk, right? Yeah. All right, so that's all for today, guys. Let us know if you guys have any interesting wedding stories. I know that sometimes weddings can be embarrassing. People, I don't know, objecting. Maybe I've seen the groom faint.
Or even fall in a pool.
Fall in a pool.
Have you ever looked at your hand and thought about the names of your fingers? Each one has a special name in English. But there's more than just names. Our fingers help us do everything, from writing to eating to using a phone. And guess what? Fingers are also a big part of weddings in many cultures. In English-speaking countries, weddings often include rings, and those rings go on a special finger. But which one is it? That's where the story begins. When 2 people get married, there is often a beautiful ceremony. The couple stands together in front of family and friends. They say their vows and exchange rings. These rings are symbols. They represent love, trust, and a strong promise to stay together. But sometimes, even at weddings, funny things happen. Imagine a groom putting the ring on the wrong finger. That could be embarrassing, but it also makes for a great story. Let's talk about the fingers, starting with the smallest one. That's called the pinky. Some people call it the little finger or baby finger. It's the one farthest from your thumb. We don't use the pinky for much, but it still has a name and even its own special gesture. Have you heard of a pinky promise? That's when 2 people link their pinkies to make a promise. It's usually something small or cute, but it shows that even little things can matter. Next to the pinky is the ring finger. This is the finger where people wear wedding rings. It's on the left hand in many English-speaking countries. Why this finger? There's an old belief that a vein in this finger goes straight to the heart. That's romantic, isn't it? So when someone wears a ring there, it's a sign of deep love and connection. If someone says, "Look at her ring finger," they probably want to see if she's married or engaged. Now, let's move to the middle finger. This finger is the longest one. But be careful, it has a very strong meaning in some cultures. If you raise only your middle finger, it's a rude gesture. In English, this is called giving the middle finger or flipping someone off. It's not polite and should be avoided. But don't worry, most people only talk about it to explain what not to do. It's good to know what it means so you don't make a mistake. After the middle finger comes the index finger. This one is very useful. It's the finger we use for pointing. If someone says, "Don't point your index finger at people," they're telling you that it can be rude to point. The index finger is also used when we scroll on a screen, press buttons, or turn pages in a book. It's sometimes called the pointer finger too, and it's very busy in everyday life. Finally, there's the thumb. The thumb is short but strong. It helps us grip things and hold objects. Without the thumb, simple tasks like opening a bottle or tying your shoes would be really hard. The thumb is also famous for gestures. A thumbs up means something is good. A thumbs down means something is bad. So even this small finger can send a big message. Each finger has a name, a job, and sometimes even a secret meaning. They are a part of everyday life, and they also appear in special moments, like weddings. Understanding these names and their meanings can help you speak better English and understand more about the culture. So next time you look at your hand, think about the pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. There's a whole story right there in your palm. Now that we know the names of each finger, let's look deeper into how they appear in real-life situations, especially weddings. In many English wedding ceremonies, there's a moment when the couple exchanges rings. This part of the ceremony is full of special language, old, poetic, and sometimes hard to understand.
But don't worry.
You'll learn some beautiful expressions that are often used, and you'll also learn how to understand them in today's English. One common phrase during the ring exchange is, "With this ring, I thee wed." It sounds old-fashioned, right? That's because it is. The word thee is not used in modern English. It means you. Long ago, people said thee and thou instead of you and your. So when someone says, "I thee wed," they simply mean, "I marry you." It may sound old, but it is still used in many traditional wedding ceremonies, especially in churches or formal events. Another phrase you might hear is, "May this ring be blessed." The word blessed means to receive good wishes, usually from a religious leader. When something is blessed, it is believed to have special protection or positive energy. So, when the person leading the wedding says, "May this ring be blessed," they are asking for good luck, peace, and happiness for the couple. You can also hear this word in other situations, like blessed with good health or blessed with a loving family. Sometimes, the speaker will also say, "May they abide in peace and love." That word, abide, is another old word. It means to live or to stay. So this sentence means, "May they live in peace and love." You probably won't use the word abide in daily conversations, but it's good to know it when you hear wedding speeches, read classic books, or watch historical movies. Weddings are full of symbols. The ring is one of the strongest. It's round, with no beginning or end, showing that love should be forever. When someone says, "Wear it as a symbol of our love and commitment," they mean that the ring is more than jewelry. It represents a promise. The word commitment means a strong promise or decision to stay with someone or to do something important. You might hear someone say, "I'm not ready for a commitment," meaning they don't want a serious relationship. Or, "He made a commitment to finish his studies," meaning he promised himself to keep going until the end. Many people enjoy watching weddings and movies. If you watch closely, you'll hear these phrases again and again. The old language adds beauty and formality to the event. It shows respect and tradition. But don't feel pressure to speak this way in real life. In everyday English, people simply say, "Will you marry me?" or "I want to spend my life with you." Simple words can carry deep feelings too. Learning this kind of language helps you understand both modern and traditional English. Whether you go to a wedding, watch one on TV, or read about it in a story, now you'll understand what those elegant words really mean. English is full of layers, old and new, and knowing both helps you feel more confident and connected. Let's take a closer look at the cultural traditions behind rings, especially the difference between engagement rings and wedding rings. In many English-speaking countries, these two rings play a big role in romantic relationships. The traditions may seem simple, but they have a lot of meaning behind them. And of course, the words and phrases used to talk about them are useful for learners of English. An engagement ring is usually the first ring that appears in a relationship. When someone decides they want to get married, they ask the other person to marry them. This is called a proposal. A common phrase is, "Will you marry me?" It's a big moment. The person who asks usually gives a ring at that time. This ring is called an engagement ring. In many cultures, it's a diamond ring. People say, "He gave her a beautiful engagement ring," or "She showed me her engagement ring after he proposed." This ring is a symbol of the promise to marry in the future. It shows that the person is no longer single. They're planning to get married. Sometimes people use the word fiancé for a man and fiancée for a woman to describe someone who is engaged. So you might hear someone say, "My fiancé and I are planning our wedding." On the wedding day, the couple gives each other another ring. This one is called a wedding ring or a wedding band. It's usually a simple gold or silver ring. The moment when the rings are exchanged is very emotional. It often happens right after the couple says their vows, which are the promises they make to each other. You might hear, "With this ring, I promise to love you," or "This ring is a symbol of my love." Now here's something interesting. In many English-speaking cultures, the woman wears both rings on the same finger, the engagement ring and the wedding ring. Usually, she puts the engagement ring first, then the wedding ring on top. This is done because people say the wedding ring should be closer to the heart. It's a sweet idea, even if it's just tradition. Men usually wear only the wedding ring. But in some modern relationships, both partners may wear engagement rings too. People are making their own rules now, which shows how language and culture can change over time. Still, the basic idea stays the same. The rings show love, loyalty, and the promise to build a life together. You may also hear expressions like, "He put a ring on it," which is a casual way to say someone got engaged or married. Or people might say, "They're wearing matching rings," which means the couple has chosen similar designs for their rings. All of these phrases are part of real, spoken English and help you sound more natural when talking about love and relationships. Understanding these small details can help you when you watch English movies or read romantic stories. You'll know why the characters care so much about rings, and you'll be able to understand the language around those important moments. Rings may be small, but the stories behind them are big, and the English that surrounds them is rich with meaning and emotion. Sometimes, weddings don't go exactly as planned. Even with all the careful preparation, unexpected moments can happen. These situations are great for learning real English because they include natural reactions, funny expressions, and common vocabulary used when things go wrong. Let's explore how people talk about these moments in English and what useful phrases you can learn from them. Imagine this. It's the middle of the ceremony, and the groom is about to put the ring on the bride's finger, but he chooses the wrong one. He puts it on the pinky, or maybe the index finger. Everyone laughs, and it becomes a funny story for years. In English, people might say, "He got so nervous. He put the ring on her thumb." Or, "He mixed up the fingers and couldn't find the ring finger." Mistakes like this are common, and they help create memories. Let's go back to the fingers for a moment. The names are simple but useful. The pinky is the smallest one. Some people also say baby finger. The ring finger is where the wedding ring goes. The middle finger is the longest one, and the index finger is the one you use to point. The thumb is thick and strong and helps you hold things. If someone says, "That's my thumb, not the ring finger," they're correcting a mistake politely or maybe playfully. At weddings, people often feel nervous. In English, we say, "He was shaking like a leaf," or "her hands were trembling." These are ways to describe nervous body language. Sometimes someone might say, "I've never seen him so red in the face," meaning he was very embarrassed. These are real, everyday expressions you can use in many situations, not just weddings. Also, if something funny or awkward happens during the ceremony, guests might laugh and say things like, "Well, that's a moment to remember," or "That will go in the wedding album for sure." These phrases show how English speakers react to unexpected moments with humor and warmth. In English culture, it's very normal to laugh at small mistakes during weddings. It makes the day more human. People believe that these moments show real emotion and create a more personal, relaxed feeling. So if someone forgets their lines, drops the ring, or puts it on the wrong finger, no one gets angry. They just smile and enjoy the moment. Sometimes children are part of the ceremony too. You might hear about a ring bearer, which is a young child, often a boy, who carries the rings, or a flower girl, who throws flower petals before the bride walks in. These children are cute but unpredictable. If the ring bearer runs the wrong way or drops the ring, everyone laughs and says, "That's what kids do." All of these moments show how weddings are full of language that connects to everyday English. From finger names to emotional expressions, these events give us a chance to practice listening, speaking, and understanding real conversation. Learning through these situations makes your English feel more alive and definitely more fun. Weddings are not only about the couple. They bring together families, friends, and sometimes even people who have never met before. This mix of emotions and personalities creates a lot of opportunities for real-life English learning. In English-speaking cultures, there are many common things people say or do at weddings, and knowing this language can help you understand and enjoy those moments more deeply. One phrase you often hear at weddings is, "Congratulations to the happy couple." It's a polite and cheerful way to show happiness for the bride and groom. People also say things like, "Wishing you a lifetime of love and happiness," or "May your days be filled with laughter and joy." These are simple but beautiful phrases that are perfect for wedding cards or when speaking to someone after the ceremony. Guests at weddings often give speeches. In English, these are called toasts. A toast is when someone stands up, usually holding a glass, and says something kind or funny about the couple. Then everyone lifts their glasses and takes a sip. You might hear, "Here's to love, laughter, and happily ever after," or to the bride and groom, "May your love grow stronger every year." These are great phrases to practice if you ever attend a wedding or want to give a short, kind speech in English. At the wedding reception, the party after the ceremony, people often dance, eat, and share stories. You'll hear everyday language like, "Let's hit the dance floor," meaning it's time to dance, or "This cake is amazing," when someone loves the wedding dessert. It's also common to say things like, "You two are perfect together," or "It was such a beautiful ceremony." These are natural ways to give compliments and join the conversation. Sometimes there are funny or surprising moments too. Maybe someone forgets the words during a speech, or a little kid runs onto the stage. In English, people often react with phrases like, "That was unexpected," or, "Well, that made it unforgettable." These expressions are useful in many situations, not just weddings. Another important word you might hear is commitment. It's not only used during the ceremony. People often talk about how marriage is a serious commitment. You might hear, "Marriage is a big step," or "They're ready to make a lifelong commitment." These sentences help you understand how English speakers describe deep promises and life decisions. Learning how to use these words and phrases helps you speak more naturally. Instead of always saying, "I'm happy," you can say, "I'm overjoyed for them." Or instead of just "good luck," you can say, "Wishing you a beautiful journey together." These kinds of expressions add color and feeling to your English. Weddings are a mix of old traditions and new memories. They bring out kind words, funny moments, and true emotions. When you learn English through these moments, you connect not only with the language but with the people and feelings behind it. Understanding the language of weddings gives you the power to join the joy, share the love, and feel part of something meaningful. Even after the wedding ends, the language and feelings continue. The memories, the stories, and the words people shared become part of something bigger, something lasting. And that's what makes learning English through real-life events so powerful. It's not just about vocabulary. It's about how words create connections, express feelings, and bring people together. After the wedding, people often talk about how beautiful it was. They might say, "That was the most touching ceremony I've ever seen," or "The vows were so sweet, I almost cried." The word vows refers to the promises the couple made to each other. In English, vows often include phrases like, "I promise to stand by you," or "I will love you through the good and the bad." These words are simple, but they carry deep meaning. It's also common to hear people describe how they felt. Someone might say, "I got goosebumps when they exchanged rings," or "I couldn't stop smiling during the first dance." These are natural English expressions that describe emotional reactions. Getting goosebumps means you felt something strong, like excitement or love. These kinds of words help you show how something made you feel inside. After a wedding, people also look at the photos. You might hear, "That picture is frame-worthy," meaning it's so good you'd want to put it in a frame. Or someone might joke, "That's a moment we'll never forget," especially if something funny or unexpected happened. All these comments help build memories, and they also give you practice with casual, friendly English. Even days or weeks after the wedding, the topic might come up again. Friends might ask, "Did you see her dress? It was beautiful." Or, "I still can't believe he forgot which finger to put the ring on." These are everyday ways to keep conversations going, and they show how language keeps the moment alive. Learning English through events like weddings teaches you more than just words. It teaches you how to feel comfortable in new situations, how to express your emotions clearly, and how to join in when people are celebrating something special. It shows you that language is not only for talking, it's for sharing life. So next time you watch a wedding scene in a movie, read about one in a book, or maybe even attend a wedding in person, pay attention to the words. Listen to how people speak, how they laugh, how they describe the moment. There's so much to learn from that. Language lives in real experiences. And weddings, with their mix of joy, love, mistakes, and memories, are a perfect way to explore English in action. Let them inspire you to keep learning, keep practicing, and keep connecting one word at a time.
There are many moments in life that feel special, but few are as emotional and unforgettable as a wedding ceremony. It's not just about the flowers or the music. It's about the promises, the symbols, and the little details that bring two people together. One of the most meaningful parts of a wedding is when the couple exchanges rings. A simple piece of metal becomes a symbol of deep love and lifelong commitment. It was a warm spring afternoon when Anna and Nick stood at the front of the small garden, holding hands and smiling. Their families sat in rows of white chairs, watching them with happy faces. The air smelled like fresh flowers, and a soft breeze moved through the trees. Everything looked perfect. The music stopped, and the minister raised her voice gently and said, "The rings, please." Anna's younger brother stepped forward with a small box. Inside were 2 rings, simple, gold, and shining in the sunlight. The minister opened the box and carefully handed 1 ring to Nick. She spoke in a calm, respectful tone, "May this ring be blessed, so he who gives it and she who wears it may abide in peace and continue in love until life's end." Everyone listened quietly. The words were beautiful, even though some of them sounded old or poetic. Nick turned to Anna and took her hand. He looked a little nervous, but his smile was warm. He held up the ring and said, "With this ring I thee wed. Wear it as a symbol of our love and commitment." The words, "I thee wed," were a little old-fashioned, but they added a romantic feeling. "Thee" means you in Older English, and "wed" is another word for marry. It sounded like something from a classic movie. Anna smiled as she held out her hand, ready for the ring. But Nick paused. He looked at her hand and seemed confused. He tried to slide the ring onto the smallest finger. Anna laughed quietly and whispered, "Honey, that's my pinky. The ring goes on the ring finger." Nick laughed and nodded, but he moved to the wrong finger again. Anna said, "That's my index finger." Now some people in the front row started smiling too. Nick tried again. "This one?" he asked. Anna gently said, "That's the thumb, Nick." He looked a bit embarrassed, but everyone was laughing in a kind and loving way. Finally, Anna pointed to the correct one and said, "This is the ring finger." Nick slid the ring on slowly, and everyone clapped. The moment was both funny and sweet. It was clear that even if the groom didn't know the names of the fingers, his heart was in the right place. This short moment became one of the favorite memories of the day. Not just because of the laughter, but because of what it showed. Love doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. And sometimes, a little mistake can make a beautiful day even more memorable. After the ceremony, the guests gathered in the reception area, sipping cold drinks and sharing stories. Everyone was still smiling about the moment Nick confused the fingers during the ring exchange. It became a favorite topic among the guests, especially Anna's aunt, who kept repeating, "The thumb, really? He tried the thumb?" People laughed, but all in good fun. Nick took the teasing well and joked, "At least I didn't try to put it on her toe." Later that evening, as Anna sat at a quiet table with her cousin Emma, they talked about how meaningful and emotional the ceremony had been. Emma said, "That part when the minister said, 'May this ring be blessed,' it really gave me chills. I've never heard that before." Anna nodded and explained, "It's a traditional phrase. 'May this ring be blessed' means we are giving good wishes to the ring, asking for love and peace in our marriage. It's a way to show that this ring isn't just jewelry. It represents something bigger." Emma was curious. "And what about that phrase Nick said? It sounded so old. 'With this ring I thee wed.' What does that mean exactly?" Anna smiled and said, "It's Old English. It just means you, and 'vi' is an older word for marry. So basically it means, 'With this ring I marry you.' It's not modern, but it's very romantic." They talked for a while about the language used in weddings. Anna realized how many phrases in wedding ceremonies come from older times, words like abide and commitment. They sound formal, even poetic. For example, when the minister said, "May they abide in peace," it didn't just mean live peacefully. It meant to stay together, calmly and lovingly, through all the ups and downs of life. Commitment was another important word. It's not just a promise. It's a serious choice to stay with someone, to support them, and to care for them no matter what happens. That's what makes the ring such a powerful symbol. You can't see love. You can't touch it. But the ring shows that love is there. It reminds the couple and everyone around them of their decision to stay united. Meanwhile, across the room, Nick was standing with Anna's uncle, who was holding a cup of tea and shaking his head with a smile. "Son," he said, "you really didn't know which finger was which?" Nick laughed. "I thought I knew. But in the moment I got so nervous. I forgot everything." The uncle nodded. "Don't worry. Happens to the best of us. But now you'll never forget the names of the fingers." And he was right. Nick started repeating the names out loud: pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb. One by one, he pointed to each finger on his hand, trying to lock them into memory. He paused and added, "The ring finger is the one between the middle finger and the pinky, right?" "Exactly," the uncle confirmed. "It's the fourth finger on the hand, and in many cultures, that's where the wedding ring goes. They say there's a vein that goes straight to the heart." Nick raised his eyebrows. "Really?" "Well," the uncle said, "that's what people used to believe. It's not scientifically proven, but it's a beautiful idea." Nick smiled and looked across the room at Anna. She was laughing with Emma, glowing with happiness. He looked down at the ring on her finger and felt a sense of peace. He may have started the day a little confused, but now everything was starting to make perfect sense. The next morning, Anna and Nick were sitting at a small cafe near the hotel, enjoying a quiet breakfast. After such a big and emotional day, the peaceful clinking of coffee cups and soft morning light felt just right. They talked about the wedding, the food, the dancing, and of course, the fingers. Nick laughed as he picked up his cup. "I still can't believe I tried to put the ring on your pinky." Anna smiled and said, "I don't blame you. Most people never learn the names of the fingers. We just call them this one and that one." Nick thought for a second and said, "Let's go over them again. I want to get it right." Anna held up her hand and said, "Okay, start from the smallest one." Nick pointed. "That's the pinky." "Correct," she said. "Next is the ring finger." "Yes." "Then the middle finger, which I really should have avoided during the ceremony," he added with a grin. Anna laughed. "Yes, that's not the best finger to point out during a wedding." Nick continued. "Then we have the index finger, used for pointing and pressing buttons. And finally," he said, wiggling his thumb, "the thumb." Anna clapped softly. "Perfect. Now you'll never forget." Nick took a bite of toast and said, "It's kind of funny though. Each finger has a name and a role. Like, we use our thumbs to grip, our index fingers to point, our pinkies for balance, and the ring finger for wedding rings." Anna nodded. "It's true. And the ring finger is special because in many cultures, it's believed to be connected to the heart." Nick raised an eyebrow. "Really?" "Well, it's a romantic idea," Anna said. "In ancient times, people thought there was a vein that ran straight from the ring finger to the heart. That's why it became the finger for wedding rings." Nick looked at his own hand and smiled. "I like that. Even if it's not scientific, it makes the tradition feel more meaningful." As they sipped their coffee, a couple at the next table caught their attention. The woman was wearing a shiny engagement ring and showing it off to her friend. Nick leaned over and whispered, "Engagement ring on the ring finger, right?" Anna whispered back, "Yes." "And after the wedding band goes on the same finger, usually under the engagement ring." Nick nodded. "So the engagement ring is a promise, and the wedding ring is the commitment." "Exactly," Anna said. "That's why people wear both. The engagement ring says, 'We plan to marry.' The wedding ring says, 'We did.'" Nick leaned back in his chair and looked thoughtful. It's amazing how one simple ring can carry so much meaning. A small object with a big message. Anna agreed. It shows that love is not just a feeling. It's a decision, a promise you make and keep every day. Nick looked at her ring finger and smiled. "Well, I may have started with your pinky, but I got it right in the end." Anna laughed. "Yes, and now you know your fingers better than most people do." As the sun rose higher in the sky, the couple sat quietly, their hands resting close together on the table, the rings on their fingers shining gently in the light. Later that week, Anna and Nick were visiting Anna's grandparents for tea. They sat in a cozy living room filled with soft cushions, old family photos, and the smell of fresh lemon cookies. Anna's grandmother, a warm and cheerful woman with silver hair, noticed the new ring on Anna's finger and smiled with joy. She said, "Let me see that ring again. Oh, how beautiful! And such a perfect fit on the ring finger." Anna held out her hand, proud and glowing. Her grandfather chuckled and said to Nick, "I hope you remembered which finger to use this time." Nick smiled. Eventually, it took a few tries during the ceremony. I started with the pinky by accident. The grandparents laughed kindly, and Anna's grandmother said, "Don't worry, dear. You're not the first groom to get the fingers mixed up. That's why they're named, after all, to avoid confusion." Nick leaned forward, curious. "Did you also use traditional vows at your wedding?" The grandfather nodded. "Yes, we did. Our priest said things like, 'With this ring I thee wed,' and 'May you abide in peace.' It was old-fashioned, but meaningful." Anna's grandmother added, "We wore simple gold bands. No diamonds, just symbols of love and commitment." Nick asked, "And did you also believe in that thing about the ring finger having a vein to the heart?" "Oh yes," she said with a smile. "That's what we were told growing up. The fourth finger on the left hand is connected to the heart. It makes wearing the ring there feel even more special." Anna looked at her grandmother's hand and saw her wedding band, worn and slightly faded, but still shining. It had been there for more than 50 years, a true symbol of lasting love. As they talked, Anna's younger cousin Lily came into the room. She was about 10 years old and had been listening quietly. She held up her hand and asked, "Can you tell me the names of the fingers again? I always forget which is which." Anna smiled and said, "Of course. Let's go from smallest to largest." She gently took Lily's hand and pointed to the little one. "This is your pinky or little finger. Next," she said, "is the ring finger. That's the one you wear your wedding ring on. Then we have the middle finger, the tallest one. After that, the index finger. It's the one we use to point. And finally," she said, touching the short, thick one on the side, "the thumb." Lily repeated after her, "Pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb." "Perfect," Anna said. "And now you'll never forget." The grandfather added, "And don't forget what the ring finger means. It's the symbol of love, unity, and promise." Lily nodded with wide eyes. "When I grow up, I want a ring like that too." Anna smiled warmly. "One day, when you find someone special, it'll mean even more." As they all sipped their tea and shared cookies, the family conversation stayed light and full of laughter. But under the smiles and stories, there was something deeper, a reminder that traditions, even small ones like a ring on a finger, carry history, culture, and emotion. Nick looked around the room and felt grateful. He had started the week unsure of even the basic names of the fingers. But now, after learning, living, and listening, he understood something far more important: the meaning behind those fingers and the stories they help tell. A few days later, Anna and Nick were back in the city, catching up with friends over dinner. They had been invited to a small get-together by one of Anna's childhood friends, Rachel, who had recently gotten engaged. The room was full of cheerful voices, the clinking of glasses, and happy congratulations. Rachel, smiling from ear to ear, was showing everyone her sparkling engagement ring. "It's beautiful," someone said. "So shiny," another added. Rachel laughed and held out her hand proudly. "It's not just shiny," she said. "It means something. It's a symbol." Nick nodded in agreement. "That's true. A ring may be small, but it holds a big message." Rachel turned to Anna. "Tell me again, what's the right way to wear the rings? I always get confused." Anna answered, "The engagement ring goes on the ring finger of your left hand. That's the finger between the middle finger and the pinky." Someone nearby asked, "Why that finger? Why not any other?" Nick smiled. They say it's because of an old belief that the ring finger has a direct connection to the heart. Another guest looked surprised. Is that really true? Anna replied, well, it's more symbolic than scientific. But that belief is why it became the traditional finger for wedding and engagement rings. Rachel said, so after the wedding, I wear both rings? Yes, Anna said. Usually, the engagement ring goes on first, then the wedding band on top. Some people do it the other way, but this is the most common. Rachel looked thoughtful. I like that. It's like the promise comes first, and then the commitment. One of the guests laughed and said, and hopefully no one mixes up the fingers during the ceremony. Nick raised his hand. Too late. That was me. Everyone laughed, and Nick added, I put the ring on the pinky, the index finger, and even the thumb before I got it right. The group enjoyed the story, and someone asked, okay, quiz time. Who can name all 5 fingers in English? Anna jumped in with a playful smile. Let's go. Starting from the smallest, pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. Rachel repeated slowly, pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb. Another guest joined in. Wait, is the thumb a finger? Nick replied, technically, it's not. It's called a digit, but not exactly a finger like the others. Still, we always include it when we name the 5. Rachel laughed. So, if I get nervous at my wedding and mix up the fingers, at least I'll know I'm not alone. Anna said gently, don't worry. What matters most is the feeling behind the action. Even if you mess up, your heart will be in the right place. Nick smiled. That's exactly what I learned. As the evening went on, the group shared more stories about weddings, rings, and even some embarrassing moments. There was something comforting about how everyone could laugh, learn, and support each other, whether it was about love, tradition, or simply remembering which finger is which. By the end of the night, everyone had not only enjoyed a fun gathering but also walked away with a little more knowledge, and perhaps a deeper appreciation for a simple ring and the finger it rests on. The following weekend, Anna and Nick visited a small art market in the city. As they walked through rows of handmade crafts, jewelry stands, and paintings, they stopped at a booth that sold custom rings. The vendor, an elderly woman with gentle eyes, welcomed them and said, "Looking for something special today?" Anna smiled and replied, "We're just browsing. We recently got married, so rings have been a big part of our life lately." The woman laughed softly. "Ah, wedding rings. Small circles with big meaning." Nick nodded. "I never realized how much emotion is attached to one simple object. At first, I just thought it was a tradition, but now I see it's more than that." The vendor showed them a few silver rings and said, "Some people wear them for beauty, some for memory, and some for love. Every ring tells a story." Anna looked at one simple gold band and whispered, "This reminds me of my grandmother's ring." She picked it up, turned it in her hand, and thought about that afternoon drinking tea and talking about promises, traditions, and the names of fingers. That memory felt warm and comforting. As they left the booth and continued walking, Nick said, "You know, the more I learn about rings and fingers, the more I realize how much they say without saying anything." Anna replied, "That's the power of symbols. When words aren't enough, a gesture, a ring, a touch on the hand, they can say everything." They passed by a street musician playing soft guitar music. A couple walked by holding hands. Nearby, a father helped his little daughter put on a toy ring she had just bought. Everywhere they looked, there were small moments of connection, love, and care, quiet, but full of meaning. Nick looked down at his own hand. The ring sat comfortably on his finger now. He didn't just wear it out of duty. He wore it because it reminded him of his choice. A daily reminder of commitment, partnership, and growth. He remembered the day of the ceremony when he nervously tried to place the ring on the wrong fingers, how people laughed, how Anna smiled, how even that small mistake became part of their story. From the pinky to the thumb, he now knew not only the names of the fingers but also what they could represent: connection, learning, family, support, and love. As the sun began to set and the sky turned soft and golden, Anna gently reached for his hand. Their fingers met, naturally and warmly. And with that simple touch, nothing else needed to be said.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Give good wishes to something or someone.
Bless.
Live.
Abide.
You. Old use or formal use.
Thee.
Get married. Old use or formal use.
Wed.
Something that represents a certain idea.
Symbol.
Little finger.
Pinky.
The finger beside the thumb.
Index finger.
The short, thick finger on the side of a hand.
Thumb.
The finger which is in the middle of the five.
Middle finger.
The finger between the middle finger and the little finger.
Ring finger.
Ring you receive when you get married.
Wedding band.
The fingers on the feet.
Toe.
Smallest finger on your hand, synonym for pinky.
Baby finger.
A ring a man gives to his girlfriend when he asks her to marry him.
Engagement ring.
The hard part at the end of your finger that keeps growing.
Fingernail. Let's try that faster.
The finger between the middle finger and the little finger.
Ring finger.
Give good wishes to something or someone.
Bless.
A ring a man gives to his girlfriend when he asks her to marry him.
Engagement ring.
Smallest finger on your hand, synonym for pinky.
Baby finger.
Something that represents a certain idea.
Symbol.
The fingers on the feet.
Toe.
You. Old use or formal use.
Thee.
Live.
Abide.
Little finger.
Pinky.
Get married. Old use or formal use.
Wed.
Ring you receive when you get married.
Wedding band.
The finger which is in the middle of the five.
Middle finger.
The finger beside the thumb.
Index finger.
The hard part at the end of your finger that keeps growing.
Fingernail.
The short, thick finger on the side of a hand.
Thumb. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Abide. People in this country all abide in peace and happiness. Abide. Do you abide in your own house now? Abide. You must abide by the law, or we will take you to prison. Raising a child is a big commitment. She isn't ready to make a lifelong commitment to her boyfriend. Are you afraid of making a commitment? Pinky. She was cutting some vegetables and she cut her pinky. Pinky. Pinky rings are really popular these days. Pinky. She slipped the ring onto her pinky. Index finger. Don't point at me with your index finger. Index finger. Some people think that the longer your index finger, the more success you will have in life. Index finger. I lost my left index finger in a car accident. Ring finger. Do you see the diamond ring on her ring finger? Ring finger. The wedding ring doesn't go on the index finger. It goes on the ring finger. Ring finger. Please fit the ring to the exact size of my ring finger.